Good evening to all and welcome to the session 200 Grammar Rules. Before I go to 200 Grammar Rules actual session today, I would like to talk about the offers, July offers from Unacademy. There are two offers for the month of July. One is Unacademy Promise offer only for SSC. If you take 1 year subscription, you get additional 6 months. Actual price 11,700, current price 5,850. And if you take 2 year subscription, you get additional 12 months, that is 1 year. Actual price is 14,300, current price is 7,020. And the second offer in the month of July, set preparation offer, both banks and SSC. 1 year subscription, additional you get 6 months, actual price 14,098, and current price 7,999. And if you take 2 year subscription, then you get additional 12 months, that is 1 year, and actual price is 19,998. Current price is 9,999, almost half. And they're going to hike the prices, the subscription fee in the month of July. So it should be now or never. And when it comes to SSC platform, Unacademy is a number one. All these batches are from the top educators, top batches. You may ask, sir, how can you say it is a number one when it comes to SSC preparation? 30 plus batches every week, 300 plus classes a day, 70 plus educators, a wide range, and all these educators have the experience as well as the expertise, and 40,000 hours recorded content, 20,000 plus practice questions, and trusted by over 90% SSC aspirants. As I said, these are from the top educators. All these are the top educators, and there are five batches already launched in the month of July on 7th, that was yesterday. 1,000 plus selection batch SSC CGL 2020, set Brahmastra batch, all government exams, all stars batch, then SSC, CGL, and CHSL 2021 exams. Then there is a strong lineup of batches, all these batches, five batches. And do remember, in the month of July, there's going to be price hike. So it should be enroll now or never. And if you want to take the subscription, do remember my referral code, Kolapadi 4-5077. If you use my referral code, you get additional 10% discount. Now that's all about the offers, July offers from an academy. Until yesterday, I taught 84 rules. Today, 4 rules. Today, it's a new topic. Before I go to the rules, I would like to provide the basic information, articles. Broadly, in English, you all must be knowing we have two articles, two types of articles, indefinite articles, definite article. Again, you all must be knowing indefinite articles are two in number, a and an, and the definite article is the. But when it comes to exam point of view, when you think of articles, you have to think of four aspects. One, you should know where to use, how to use a. You should know where to use, how to use an. You should know where to use, how to use the definite article the. And most important, you have to know the fourth dimension. Don't stop with three dimensions. What is the fourth dimension? Omission of articles. This is very important. I'm going to teach about 10 rules, not today, slowly. And omission of articles before certain nouns, we should not use any article. That is very important from the exam point of view. Now, let us go to the first one. When it comes to indefinite articles, we use indefinite articles a and an before nouns that begin with a that we use before singular nouns, not begin with. We use the indefinite articles a and an before singular countable nouns. When we refer to them for the first time, you talk about someone or something for the first time, that is a singular countable noun, then you should use an indefinite article. This is like an introduction. Now let us go to the first indefinite article a. Where to use, how to use. Now there's a problem here. What is that problem? School level, they don't give the complete definition. They give half of it. What do they say? You all must be knowing, already you must have learned. We use the indefinite article a before words that begin with a consonantal letter. This you all know. And usually school level they stop over there. But there's something more. Before begin with a consonantal letter or a consonantal sound. Exam point of view, consonantal sound is very important. Before a word that begins with a consonantal letter, you all know that, or a consonantal sound. Consonantal sound is very important. And you all must be knowing if you take letters 26 in number, 21 consonantal letters, 5 vowel letters. You all know that. Good evening. Who is this Venkata Korlapati? Who is this? Rather strange. Is it real name or a fake name? So look at the examples. I bought a book yesterday. I'm talking about a noun, singular countable noun for the first time. And it begins with the consonantal letter. So I have to say, a book. I bought a book yesterday. You all know this. No one is going to ask. They have seen a snake. I'm talking about a snake for the first time. No fake account, I suppose. It is not my account, guys. It is a fake account. Very surprising. I don't know who this guy is. Venkata Korlapati. It is not my account. Now let us go to. I bought a book yesterday. Easy, no one is going to ask. And looks like that. Please ignore. Let us focus on this. Any disturbance, we'll see later. They have seen a snake. For the first time, we are talking about a singular countable noun and it begins with a consonantal letter. So, a snake. And this also no one is going to ask in the exam. But what is important here, look at the third example. Now you got to listen very carefully. He lives in a European city. Now, what is the first letter here? E. That is a vowel letter, but it starts with a consonantal sound. U, Y-O-U, U, ya sound. That is a consonantal sound. So he lives in a European city, not an. In the exam, they may give he lives in an European city. That is not correct. It should be he lives in a European city. It is a university. Again, it begins with a vowel letter, but the sound is U, ya sound. That is a consonantal sound. Based on that, we should not say an university. It should be a university. These are very important from the exam point of view. I saw a one-eyed beggar. Again, here, what is the first letter? O. That is a vowel letter. But how do you pronounce one? Win one. Wa. That's a consonantal sound. Because it is a consonantal sound, we should use a one-eyed beggar, not an one-eyed. I will do it after the session. Now I cannot do. I have to focus on the teaching. Please ignore. We'll do it after the session. I will talk to Unacademy people. I will get it blocked. Nothing to worry. But as of now, please, my request, please focus on the session. Ignore that person. So, some more examples when we go to practice questions. I hope you got the first rule. What is this? Rule number 85 goes with indefinite article A. We use indefinite article A before words that begin with a consonantal letter, not that important, or a consonantal sound. This is very important from the exam point of view. And examples 3, 4, 5 are very important. They have given many a time. Now let us go to rule number 86. Indefinite article an. It has two dimensions. A, B. What is the first dimension? We use the indefinite article and before words that begin with a vowel letter or a vowel sound. Vowel letter, school level already you must have learned. No one is going to ask. Rarely they ask. But here what is important? Vowel sound is important. And just what are the five letters? A, E, I, O, U. Vowel letters or vowel sound. An apple a day is good for health. Actually, there's a popular saying. What is it? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So, an apple, a familiar example, a typical example. They may not ask in the exam. He has brought an ink bottle. An ink bottle. So, this is also familiar, goes with the letter. He always carries an umbrella. An umbrella, also familiar example, they may not ask. Now, these are very important. You got to listen very carefully. He is an MP. Here, students, those who are not aware of the rule, they wonder MP, what is the first letter here? M. It's a consonantal letter, but how do you pronounce E sound? M. E sound. M. M means E sound. Based on the sound, vowel sound, we should say an MP, not a MP. And they filed an FIR. What is the first letter? F. F. E sound is there. Though it's a consonantal letter, it begins with a vowel sound. Based on that, we have to say an MP, not a MP, not a FIR. An MBA graduate. Very good. So these examples are very important. More examples you're going to get when we go to the practice questions. Now, rule number 87, indefinite article and the second dimension. This also you all must be knowing. What is it? We use the indefinite article and before words that begin with a silent or mute H. Mute means silent, silent or mute H. It will take an hour, and people know this. They have given in many exams. Almost all the students can answer. They all know this. But the second example is very important. The reason being it goes with common errors. Usually people say honest, honest. That is not correct. H is silent. You have to say honest. Because H is silent, we have to say an honest person. But a lot of people say a honest person, not correct. An honest person. It is an honorary post. There's also an important example. So here the letter H is silent or mute. Then we have to use the indefinite article an. Now the definite article the. Introduction. When do we use a definite article the? The introduction. We use a definite article the before words or nouns, singular countable nouns before singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Indefinite articles before singular countable nouns. The definite article the before singular countable nouns, plural countable nouns, and uncountable nouns. Now, what is the first rule for today? We use a definite article the before names of certain countries. This already you have learned, if you guys remember. When I taught you guys a proper noun, I gave this. The Netherlands is also known as Holland. What is the other name for Netherlands? Holland. He has been to the Irish Republic. Been to. He went and came back. They have met people from the Ukraine, the Republic of Congo, the Philippines. You're going to get those examples, not Congo, but not Philippines, some more examples when we go to practice questions. So, this is the last rule for today. What are the four rules you have learned regarding articles? One, we should use the indefinite article a before words or nouns that begin with a consonantal letter or a consonantal sound. That's very important. The second dimension. Second rule you got for today. We use the indefinite article and before nouns that begin with a vowel letter or a vowel sound. Vowel sound very important. Third rule, we use the indefinite article and before words that begin with a silent H or mute H. And the fourth rule, we use a definite article the before names of certain countries, not all the countries. And yes, the Philippines, that also. So these four rules, and tomorrow onwards, rather, for 3 days, I may give all the rules related to articles. Be prepared. Many of them are very useful. Now, practice questions based on articles. He is an unique person. Is this right or wrong? He is an unique person. Is this right or wrong? What is the word over here? Unique. It is a word that begins with a vowel letter, but you cannot use the general rule. Here, the sound U, ya sound, that is a consonantal sound. Based on that, we should not say a unique person, an unique person. We have to say a unique person. We have found 1 rupee, wa, that's a consonantal sound. Based on that, we cannot say and, we have to say a 1 rupee coin. Mind you, guys, they have given these examples in different competitive exams, and these examples, every possibility to get repeated. So, got to remember the examples. They always come in an uniform. Uniform again, U, ya sound, consonantal sound, though it begins with a vowel letter. We cannot say an uniform, it should be a uniform. A uniform. He prefers to follow an universal rule. Again, university, uniform, universal, and universe. Here, universe, we use a definite article, the. That's a different thing. Though it begins with a vowel letter, it has a consonantal sound. Based on that, a universal rule. They met a MLA. What is the first letter here? A consonantal letter. But how do you pronounce that? M. It's a vowel sound. Based on that, you cannot say a MLA. You got to say an MLA. Yes, that's right. An MLA. We happen to see a L plate while driving. You're new to driving. You display that L plate. So here L, E sound is there. Though it is a consonantal letter, it has a vowel sound. Based on that, we cannot say a L plate, we have to say an L plate. That's right. ASP has taken up this case. Hmm. What is the first letter over here? S. Though it's a consonantal letter, SE sound is there. Based on that, we cannot say ASP, we have to say an SP. The eighth one, he has taken an X-ray or a X-ray. This has been given in many exams. X, EX, X, E sound is there. Based on that, we cannot say a X-ray, we have to say an X-ray. That is correct. An SP. All these you got to remember. Sentence number 9. He is a LLB student. Very good. You guys are doing well. LLB. What is the first letter over here? L, but you pronounce it L. It begins with a vowel sound, though the letter is a consonantal letter. Based on that, we cannot say a LLB student. We should say an LLB student. No one expected the man with black hair to become a heir to that property. Is that right or wrong? This is an important one. Nowadays, they're asking this example. Do remember. Rajesh, yes, very good. Bhavana also, Prithvi Raja. Here, H is silent, mute. Then you cannot say a, you have to say an heir. H is silent. Means what? A person who can inherit the property of someone else legally. It goes with property. And throne also, authority, power. He has inherited an honorable status from his father. Is that right or wrong? Again, H is silent, then you cannot say and, you have to say a honorable. He has been to US or he has been to the US. You guys are with the 11th one. 12th, he has been is important. That's why I have used to go and come back. He has been to US or the US. So here we have to say the US many times or many a time. We would like to have an orange. We would like to have an orange. Is that right or wrong? Question number 13 or sentence number 13. We would like to have an orange. How come it stopped over there? An orange, nothing wrong. 13 is correct. He has bought a umbrella, not correct. An umbrella. An honor or a honor. Here it should be. Here H is silent. Based on that, we have to. He has inherited an honorable status. An honor. Based on that, it should be. An honor. It was an honor. H is silent. We use an before words that begin with a silent H or a mute H. And based on that, here we have to say an honorable status, not a honorable, an honorable. That is correct. I overlooked that one. Whenever the letter H is silent, we should use an. Our, honor, honest, air, honorable. Very good. Have you got all the 15 correct? Anyone? That's wonderful. Now let us go to private working aspirant. It's good if you write that way, you will be able to remember. An hour, an honest, an honor, an air. All these H is silent. So we got to use. Adi says all 15 correct. That's wonderful. I'm sure you all must be knowing because you have been preparing for competitive exams for quite some time. And those who have been preparing for competitive exams for quite some time, they can answer these questions effortlessly. But when we go to the definite article the, do remember some are not easy. And again, all these under pressure, a lengthy sentence, unfamiliar context, there's a possibility you may not focus on that. You may not be able to spot the error. But it's good, very easy. That's right. It has to be sometimes very easy. Now let us go to actual questions from previous year's papers. First five questions based on error location. Please read question number one. I meant nothing less than. First part, this is I. First part, there is no error. I meant nothing. Nothing wrong with this. There is no error in the first part. Others, how come you haven't responded? I meant nothing less than. No, 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 no. I have just said nothing wrong with the first part. I meant nothing, nothing wrong with that. There is an error in the third part. Rajashekar has got it right. I meant nothing less than to compel is not correct. I meant nothing less than compelling you. Nothing less than compelling you to come. Here you cannot use a basic form or infinitive with to. You have to use the verb ing form, verb as a noun. Nothing less than compelling. It is nothing less than compelling. It is nothing but compelling. Compelling means what? Forcing. Here it is a noun. What is it? It is a noun. I meant nothing less than compelling. That is a word you have to. Only one or two students could get it right. Very good. Others, nothing to worry. Today, the questions are not that easy. I told yesterday, you guys, I see the scores. You get 20, 15 plus, 18 plus. Questions are easy. But today, based on that, some of the questions are not that easy. Compelling, very good. Now go to question number two. He learned the alphabets at the age of 4. Oh, Prithvi Raja, first one to get it right. Very good. Here it is not alphabets. It should be alphabet. English alphabet, one in number. English alphabet, people say 26. No, English alphabet is only one in number. And this English alphabet has 26 letters. Letters are 26, but alphabet only one. If you are talking about different languages, then you can say alphabets. English, Greek, French, some other language, then you can use the word alphabets. Here it is about only one particular language, that is English. You cannot say alphabets, it should be only alphabet. Letters of alphabet, exactly. English alphabet is only one in number, and this English alphabet has 26 letters. What is that question mark, Nagamani? Are you surprised, or you have a question to ask, or there's a doubt to get clarified? What does it mean? Now, many people make a mistake when it comes to this one. They tend to say he has learned all the 26 alphabets. Not correct. Alphabet, English alphabet, only one in number. Which one? That is right, obviously. Letters of English alphabet. Perfect. Nothing wrong with that. English alphabet has 26 letters. Then you can say letters of English alphabet. How many? 26. As simple as that. It is right. That's what I've just said. He has read four. No, no, it is not always. We should not use definite article the before plural noun. If you are speaking generally you should not use, but specific you can use. Are you talking about the previous one? Here, the alphabet, perhaps they're talking about something very specific. But the idea is people make a mistake. What is a mistake? They tend to say English alphabets. Based on that, the question has been framed. Look at the context. He learned the alphabets at the age of 4. The idea, he learned all the 26 letters at the age of 4, or he learned the alphabet at the age of 4. It talks, that is a context. He has read 4 plays written by Shakespeare by the end of his vacation. Context talks about 4 plays, nothing wrong with that. Here, play means what? Play has two meanings. One meaning, play goes with something like cricket or tennis or hockey. Another, play means drama. Play means what? Drama. Playwright, person who writes plays. So here, this is a little tricky, but you can make out where the error is. By the end of his vacation, we don't know whether the vacation got over or they're talking about a future vacation. Either way, the first part there's an error. Either way, it is not correct. We have to say, imagine already vacation over. Then we have to say he read. He read 4 plays. It should be in past. But if you are talking about future vacation, then you have to use future perfect tense. He will have read. He will have read. Either he read or he will have read. But he has read is not correct. Now let us go to question number 4. Being a rainy day, I could not go out. I'm sure some students. Yes, yes, that's what I said. Fortunately, in the exam, you don't have to write the correct expression. If you know where the error is, that's enough. You're through. Now, here, being a rainy day, if you start that way, then it goes with the subject. What is the subject? I. You're the rainy day. That is practically impossible. So we need a subject. What is the appropriate subject over here? It, the pronoun, third person singular, it. It being a rainy day, it being a rainy day, I could not go out. That makes sense. If you start with the being a rainy day, it means you are the rainy day. That is not practically possible. I hope you guys got it. Very good. Now, the last question based on error location. He is capable to do this work within the stipulated time period. Stipulated means specified. In the exam, to answer 30 questions, you have the stipulated time period of 20 minutes. Now, where is the error? He is capable to do this work, or he is capable of doing this work. I, I was a rainy day. That's what it means if you start with being a rainy day. So here we cannot use the basic form with to or infinitive. We have to use capable of doing this work, capable of something, capable of reading, capable of running, capable of writing, capable of doing. Here, verb is used as a noun. So this is not correct. It should be. He is capable of doing this work. Very good. Now, I'm rather curious. Have you got all the five correct? Anyone? Has anyone got all the five error location correct? Capable of running, capable of working, capable of reading, capable of speaking. Four. Hmm. That's what I thought. Many students must have got four. Oh, all the five, Rajesh. That's wonderful. Bhavana, all the five correct. Very good. Four is also pretty good. You should be very happy. Now let us go to the next set. Sentence improvement. The help given to us was more adequate for our purpose. More adequate. Adequate means what? Enough. Four is also good. Many students have got four. You should be very happy. One or two, you don't have to worry. Now, where is the error? The help given to us was more adequate. At the outset, is it right or wrong? Mark it wrong. More adequate, it is not correct. Much adequate, no. Enough adequate. Adequate means enough. Then it becomes redundancy. So, what is the answer? More than adequate. Answer is the third option. No one has got it right. That is a bit surprising. The help given to us was more than enough, more than adequate for our purpose. Already you must be knowing it is more than enough. Generally, we say something is more than enough. In place of enough, they have used the word adequate. Adequate means enough, just to test your knowledge, just to test to what extent you can make out. When I say something is more than enough, familiar expression. What they have given us, the help they have given us is more than enough, easy to understand. But here, what they have done, in place of enough, they have used adequate, more than adequate. Same meaning, more than enough, more than adequate, one and the same. So, what is the correct expression? The help given to us was more than adequate for our purpose. Not even one student has got it right. That is really surprising. I was taken aback. One student, creators has got it right. That's good. Rajesh, have you got it right? Now let us go to question number two. This is purely based on grammar knowledge, not easy, but those who are good at English grammar, they will be able to answer this effortlessly. Vamsi says second one, second option. Bhavana and Nagamani, they say first option. Nagamaleshwari says first option. Yes, 200 grammar rules are more than enough, adequate to clear prelims, beyond any doubt. I can give in writing. If you want me to give in writing, I can do it absolutely no hesitation whatsoever, no second thoughts. Now, the clue for you by this time tomorrow. Now, this talks about by a given, please listen very carefully. By a given time in future, here tomorrow is future. By this time tomorrow, it talks about by a given time in future, some action will be over, some action will be completed. For that situation, we got to use future perfect tense. But here it is in future tense, which is not correct. And this is a common error. This is what people say, which is not correct. So, which one is future perfect? Will be reaching is future continuous. That is not correct. Can reach talks about ability. That is not correct. And here, shall have reached with I and we already have got the rule. I, we, first person singular, first person plural. We can use will or shall. Absolutely no problem. So, based on that, by this time tomorrow, I shall have reached my home. Answer is the second option. That's wonderful. But do remember which tense is this? Many people don't use this in conversational English. Future perfect tense. And in many competitive exams, they've given questions. Only a few can answer. Many cannot answer because it is not a familiar tense. Outside, people don't use. They try to substitute with future tense. They use future tense, but it is not correct. We should use future perfect. And usually, what happens regular batches when I teach this tense, some students come and say, "Sir, my friend says this is not correct. My manager says this is not correct." Then I tell them, ask them to join in the institute immediately. They know only future tense, they don't know future perfect tense. Many people don't know. That's an important one. Now let us go to question number three. He was so afraid that his knees knocked one another. Can have. What is this? I can have. I can have what? Previous question. Or generally you're asking, private working aspirant, what is the context? I can have something. They should take my courses. That's right. Here, it's sheer common sense. Sheer common sense. How many knees do we have? First, I should ask the question, how many legs? Elbow, leg, we say knee. Obviously, two. Already have learned the rule that goes with reciprocal pronouns. What is this? What is this question about? Reciprocal, related to reciprocal pronouns. What is that rule? You're talking about two. When you talk about two persons or two things, you should use each other more than to one another. But here needs only two, so you cannot use one another. It is not correct. What is the answer? He was so afraid that his knees knocked each other. Good, easy. More than to one another, only to each other. Good, you guys got it right. Question number four. They only work. This is also an important one, but I've given you the rule already. Based on that, you should be able to answer this. You should get it right. Reciprocal pronouns. Exactly. Now, you may ask sometimes what happens, students think I go a little deep. I don't. Whatever I teach from the exam point of view. I never go off the track. When I tell students distributive pronoun, reciprocal pronoun, indefinite pronoun. Some students think, do we have to remember these terms? You won't believe, 2018, two or three exams, in fact, they gave a sentence, underlined one pronoun, down they asked the question. The underlined word is a pronoun. Which type of pronoun is it? They gave the options distributive, reciprocal, personal, indefinite. Now, if you don't remember, can you answer that question? You cannot answer. It's always better. They only work, already have got the rule. What is that rule? The adverb only should be used before what it describes. It is not describing work. They work only when they have no money. Here it talks about in what condition they work. So only should be. They work only when they have no money. What is the answer based on that? Third option is the answer. Very good. Now let us go to question number five. When we saw him last, this is a very good expression. We ask a question, when did you see him last? When we saw him last. Please go to question number 5. When we saw him last, he ran to catch a bus. Where is the error? Oh, some students say second option, some say third option. Let others also respond. When we saw him last, something happened in the past. What happened? We saw him. That time something was going on. What was going on? He was running to catch a bus. So it goes with the first use of past continuous. What is the first use of past continuous? We use it to express an action that was going on when something else happened in the past. What happened here? We saw him. When we saw him last, he was doing something. What was he doing? He ran is not correct. When we saw him last, he was running to catch a bus. He was running. It is a combination of, thank you very much. Who is this? Sai Sundar, nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate. See, sometimes students ask me, sir, why don't you tell? Please like the video. I don't like doing it. What is the reason? If you guys are really happy with my teaching, you're happy with the session, you yourself will like it. I should not ask you guys. It is ridiculous, in my opinion, asking someone, please click on the like button. That is, in my opinion, ridiculous, the most ridiculous thing. What is the reason? You go see a movie. If you like it, you tell others, yes, it's very good. You don't like it, you say it's not a nice movie. No one should tell you. You tell everyone it's a good movie. That's not a good thing. I appreciate that. Good. So, what is the answer here? Was running. This is nothing but past tense combination. Past tense plus past continuous. Past continuous tense. That is a combination. Very good. 4 out of 5. Yes, yes. Now let us go to fillers. Fillers are rather easy, not that difficult. No, no, I don't want to ask you guys. If you are happy, you may do it. There ends the matter. See, ultimately, what happens, I should feel I have done justice 60 minutes. You guys spend 60 minutes with me. And for you guys, every minute is important, every minute is precious. When I take a session, I ask myself, have I enriched those people? Has the session been fruitful from their point of view? If I get the answer yes, I have done justice, I'm happy. Likes, dislikes, I don't care. They have lost what? Contacts. Contacts countable or uncountable? Many countable. Contacts countable. Then you cannot use little, you cannot use much, you cannot use small. What is the right word? Many of their contacts. Many goes with countable nouns. Go to question number 2. Hardworking people always succeed, whatever they do. Thank you very much. Nice of you again. I appreciate that. Your feedback matters. I look for the feedback because I don't expect everything to be perfect over here. Certain things are good, certain things are not good. Whatever is missing, if you bring it to my notice, I will try to improve. There's always, we should keep it open. Improvisation is the name of the game. There's a popular saying. What is it? Improvisation is the name of the game. Hardworking people always succeed. Over, not correct. What have you chosen? On, not at all correct. With, not correct. In, whatever they do. Succeed in, that is a combination, a standard combination. Succeed in something. Hardworking people, diligent people always succeed in whatever they do. What is the other word for? Sir, today, same example I wrote in mock test today and I got it right. Very good. I appreciate that. So here, succeed in. Hardworking people, what is the other word? Hardworking, diligent, diligent, studious, all those words you have to recollect. Question number three, fillers. Corruption should be out with the utmost vigor. Vigor means lively and healthy, robust. One of the meanings. In this context, vigor with complete effort. Diligent is a word. I use that regularly. There's a clue for you. What is it? Out. Talked out doesn't go with the context. Left out doesn't go with the context. Brought out, again, not correct. Rooted out. Root out means what? This is a phrasal verb. Root out, remove completely. Remove completely. And also, you have to think of, I wanted to say something like corruption. Related to corruption, I wanted to give one word. Corruption is everywhere. Then what is the word you use? What are you supposed to say? A typical combination I'm giving. Corruption is a rampant. You can also use the word very good. Lakshmi, eradicate. So many words: eradicate, remove, uproot, rooted out, annihilation, all these. Now let us go to question number four, fillers. Today I've got 25 questions, usually 20, today 25. So we got to be a little fast. Prevalent, that's also right. Rampant. Many women in developing countries experience a cycle of poor health that before they are born. In this context, we cannot use a word derives is not correct. It doesn't go with the context. Establishes, again, not correct. It should be either originates or begins. Here we cannot use the word originates. It should be based on the context. This is what I call contextual awareness. Based on the context, poor health that begins before they are born, not originates. No, 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 not the first option. It should be the third option before it begins. That is right. Contextually, in this context, we don't use the word originates. It doesn't go with that context. Begin, the cycle begins, the cycle ends. Very good. Who is that? Private working aspirant. Cycle, cycle. When you talk about a cycle, reproductive cycle or life cycle, it starts somewhere and stops somewhere. You use words like begin and end. That's wonderful. I appreciate. Now let us go to the last question, fillers. I, your house yesterday. Cycle begins, cycle ends. Very good. All these are based on contextual awareness. Easy questions, but if you're not exposed to the language, they are really tough. I passed by. No, 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 not correct. Never feel guilty if you make a mistake, but learn from the mistake. That is very important. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't get it right. If you get everything right, you can start teaching. Very simple. Passed by is not correct. Passing by. First, what is the context? Focus on the time. Yesterday. That goes into past. That means you have to use the verb in the past form. Here, past doesn't make any sense. And past is a noun. Don't tell about the past. Don't talk about the past. Talk about the present. Passing, not the past form. Pasting doesn't make any sense. So, what is the verb here? Pass. Past tense of that? Passed by. It's a phrasal verb, pass by, to go that way. And there's one more expression. I passed by your house yesterday. I went past your house. That's why they have given the word past. I went past your house yesterday. Now, many students know this. Many students don't know the second pattern. Go past something means to cross something. I passed by your house yesterday. Anyone can understand. But if I say, I went past your house, people may get confused because it is not in usage in our country. I went past your house. I went past that building. I went past your office. Remember, this is also absolutely right. A perfect sentence pattern. So someone has got all the five correct. That's wonderful. Who is that? Prithvi Raja. That's very good. Four many students. Now scrambled sentences. After that, we have a passive voice. Today, 25 questions. We have only 9 minutes. So try to answer quickly. Scrambled sentences. So what is the first one? Nothing to worry. Two, three, absolutely no problem. You should be an optimist. Slowly the scores improve. That should be the spirit. The ball went past the boundary. Very good. Who is this? Madhav. Very good example used by commentators. It went past the fielder. It went past the boundary line. Now, an audience, can you start with that? It is about a drama. So, where is this S? How many options with S? Only one option. 1 second is enough. What is the answer? Third option. A drama is a type of story acted out before an audience, often in a theater, obviously, not in the street, in a theater. Answer is the third option. All these questions are based on sharpness, smartness, elimination approach. And once you get the first sentence, it's over. Can you start with when warm summer to the cold of winter? Autumn is a season. So, what should be the first one over here? We have done with the first one. Now, I'm talking about the second sentence. Autumn is a season. But two options are there. This is not that easy. You got to spend a few seconds more. Autumn is a season when warm summer temperature gradually decrease to the cold of winter. Gradually decreases, they should have given. So based on that, when autumn is a season, here autumn is a season, when the warm summer, that means answer is the third option. Autumn is a season when warm summer temperature gradually decreases to the cold of winter. Then it is correct. Again, when you look at the word autumn, that is British English. What is the word American English? Americans don't use the word autumn, any silent. They use the word fall. And you have to recollect the rule: autumn, spring, feminine gender, summer, winter, masculine gender. Go to question number three, scrambled sentences. Here it is about what? First, when you read the part, you should ask the question, what is this about? This is about almonds. This is a little tricky. Almonds are commonly called nuts, but how many options begin with Q? Only one, that is the answer. Almonds are commonly called nuts, but they're actually seeds, and they come from a tree that is closely related to the peach tree. Easy one. Now let us go to question number four. When you look at these parts, you should ask the question, what is this about? Based on that, you get the first sentence. Then it becomes easy. So, what is this about? It is about cartography. Cartography. Based on that, you cannot consider one, you cannot consider four. It should be either second or third. Cartography is the art and science of. Obviously, you need the preposition of. And that means what is the answer? Of graphically representing a geographical area, usually on a flat surface such as a map or chart. Almond, yes, even I had to. I can also say the same thing. A bit surprising, a pleasant surprise. Go to the last one. First, you ask the question when you go through all the four quickly, what is this about? This is about automobile racing. Now, how many options begin with R? You can strike off this, you can strike off this. Automobile racing or car racing. So here you have RP. How many options? Only one option. What is the answer here? The first option. Who is this? Sunitha. Sure, Sunitha, I will do that. Have you answered? Which one have you answered? Sometimes I miss a few names. Please don't feel bad. Yes, yes, I have taken your name, Sunitha Sharma. Now, here, question number 5. Have you answered that? First one. I have seen Ramadevi, Sunitha Sharma, and B. Here it is, first one, question number 5. Automobile racing or car racing tests both a driver's skill and a car's power. Two things. So it should be A, not question number 5 should be 1. 1 is the answer. Now, quickly, the last 5 questions, all the 5 correct. That's wonderful. 4 correct. That's also pretty good. You should be happy. 5, many students say all the 5 correct. That's great. You guys are good at English. Now, let us go to the last 5 questions. Usually, I bring, oh, your neighbor's name is also Sunitha. Okay. Now, I have been bringing 20 questions, but today I have brought 25 questions. So please answer. We have kept the bird in the cage too long. We have kept present perfect tense. Keeping of the bird is not correct. We have been keeping, not correct. Would have been kept, not correct. We have kept the bird. The bird has been kept. The bird has been kept. You don't have to read the other words. There ends the matter. The answer is the bird has been kept. Only one option. That is the answer. But make a note. What is this about? Present perfect tense in passive voice. We have kept a bird. A bird has been kept. As simple as that. Please go to question number 2. The agent will take you to the property. Here, the agent will take whom? You. You have to start with, that's very good. Yes, today 25 questions. We still have 2 minutes to go. Here, the agent will take you. Taking you is not correct. The agent not correct. You were taken. No. Will take. Future. You will be taken. The agent will take you. You will be taken by the agent or to the property by the agent. Very simple. Answer is the fourth option. Very good. Now let us go to question number 3. Chef. How do you pronounce this? Chef. Sh sound. Chefs use these machines to mix the ingredients. Now you have to start with machines. These machines. Hold this one. And using is not correct. Chefs not correct. These machines. But here it is in present tense. These machines are used. That seems right. Hold that one. Had been not correct. So what is the answer based on that? Chefs use these machines. Present tense. These machines are used by chefs. Present tense. Answer is the first option is the answer. I see a lot of new names. Navnesh Agarwal and some more new names. Yes, these machines are used. Please go to question number 4. The teachers inform the students. Focus on the key words, the subject and the object. The teachers informed the students. Then you have to start with the students. 10th, I will do it tomorrow. Ravi Teja, are you going to attend tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning? The Hindu editorial. So the students, only one option. That is the answer. What is the answer here? The students were informed, past tense, by the teachers that the class had been cancelled. Very good. But make a note, it is about past tense. Please go to the last one. The cleaners sweep the streets every day. It is in present tense. The cleaners sweep what? The streets. and you have to look for the streets. The streets are swept. Present tense. The streets are swept. Other words you don't read. Don't waste your time. The streets are swept by cleaners every day. That is the answer. So before I wind up the session, please give me 2 minutes. I launched a course on July 7th, core grammar course. I'm going to cover the most important topics that go with English grammar, like tenses, tags, voice, speech, conditionals, sentences, conquered, and the time slot 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And if you have to take the subscription, use my referral code Korlapadi 4-5077. I will do it tomorrow, Prithviraj Nagamani. Definitely, I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, the Hindu, or tomorrow evening, this session. And there is another free classes like this session, 12 noon to 1 p.m. on Unacademy platform. There I take a holistic approach, idioms, one word substitutes, misspelled words, synonyms, antonyms, fillers. This is the best batch I have. Again, you have to use my referral code, Korlapati 4-5077. And evening, you all know, 7:30 to 8:30, 200 grammar rules plus questions from previous year's papers, YouTube classes. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till 8:32. Good night to everyone. I'll see you tomorrow evening. Tomorrow, definitely, I will do that. The pep talk. Pep talk means what? Encouraging, motivating talk. PEP, pep talk. I will do the pep talk tomorrow.